Hi, I'm Jolene, the conference reporter at NASAGA, the North American Simulation and Gaming Association. And I'm here with the outgoing chair, Melissa. I don't know your last name. What is it?
Peterson.
Okay. So what's your year been like? What's it like to be the chair?
So being the chair has been sort of an interesting thing. I've been involved now for a few years, and this is my first year sort of in charge, and now I'm done. But it's been really interesting because I've had sort of not oversight. Oversight's too strong of a word, but I've been involved in a lot of the things that are going on, just because people wanted advice or they wanted to make sure that there was somebody who knew everything that was going on. So it's kind of interesting to be sort of the big brother of NASAGA, keeping track of everything that's going on and making sure that everybody's sort of pointed in the right direction. And I mean, you've met a lot of people this week. It's a lot of really creative types, so it's a little bit like herding cats, but really exciting, fun cats, not aggravating cats. So it's been a really cool year because I've had a lot of things that I've been juggling, but they've all been fun. So that's one of the really cool things about this is that even when there's a lot of things going on, they're all fun things.
So now that you've had this year under your belt here, what are you going to? I guess, what did you learn from it?
Oh, so, well, I've learned a lot actually from our conference co-chairs this year. So John Chen and Jeanette Davison, they've been doing meeting planning for so long, and that's actually something that we're just starting to get into. It's a very old conference, but we're just starting to sort of come into the 21st century, and they've taught us a lot about how to run a conference today rather than a conference 20 years ago. And that's been really great because I feel like I have such a better understanding. I co-chaired last year and I felt really lost, and seeing how they did things this year, I'm like, oh, we could have done these things, and it would have been a lot less stress on us. So it's been really exciting to see them. They're sort of a force of nature. So to see them,
I mean, John, Chen, and Jeanette. Oh yeah, super, super, super fun and always crazy busy. So when did you get on the board here?
So I started on the board 4 years ago. I actually just re-upped for another 3-year term. Wow. So it's 2 3-year terms. So this will be my second. And I started in Columbus, which was our 50th anniversary. And it's been a wild ride, but it has been really fun to be on the board and to really be involved with this organization and trying to make it better.
What would it be like without this organization? Because I'm seeing, if you're going to re-up for another 3-year term, that's kind of a long commitment. You know what I mean? So what makes you so loyal?
So one of the things that I hear from newcomers all the time is that they come into NASAGA, they're not really sure what to expect, and they immediately feel at home, and they feel like they found a family, and they found their tribe, and that's what makes me so loyal, is that these people really are my family. Day one, I walked in here, and I was greeted with hugs, and do you need anything, like, what can we do? You've been traveling all day, and it's so good to see you, and let's catch up. And so it's not one of those conferences where everybody just sort of shakes hands when they arrive, and they're like, oh, it's very good to see you, and, let's talk about the work I've been doing. It's, how's your family? What's going on with you? Let's chat. Do you want to grab lunch? And a big hug. And that's just, it's astounding to me that there's a conference like that. And I think that's one of the great strengths of NASAGA is that we're not a big conference. We're a teeny weeny, but that means that we all know each other and we're one big family, and that's fantastic.
Yeah, inspiring a song. We are okay. So, okay, the question I want to ask you is right there. Oh, what do you do?
So it's complicated. So I do a lot of game design. When I'm working with people like John and Jeanette, I do game design. I also do curriculum development in a science museum in Philadelphia, the Franklin Institute, a lot of people have heard of it. But I help out with their camp program a lot of the time because camp programs, especially in big cities like Philadelphia, just require so much curriculum development. And I help out with that. And I also help out with some of the narrative. We've talked about narrative a lot at this conference. And
scaffold. That's a new term for me outside of construction.
and scaffold. So I help out with some of those sorts of things at a science museum. So it's kind of twofold. I wouldn't call what I do there game design because it's more education based, but I do add game elements to what they're doing there.